Welcome back to RealHouseDIY. Today we're talking about cleaning and maintaining a paver patio. I have natural bluestone pavers here, thermal bluestone. Tips are a little bit different for that, but generally this will apply to cleaning and maintaining any patio. First of all, let's assume that you've installed this properly. Here I've got about 12 inches compact gravel, the crusher run as a base for the patio, then the inch of leveling sand, and then the paver patio on top. We're level left to right, and then I have 1 inch of slope for drainage away from the house, because you don't want water pooling anywhere at the foundation or anywhere within the paver patio. And then all the joints, I've used the polymeric sand. That's going to keep water completely off the patio. It's going to drain off. It's not going to settle down underneath here. And of course, if water does get underneath your patio, you've sloped the subsoil under that crusher run base, so any water that gets through the base down to the subsoil is still going to slope away from the house and drain properly. So next, just like any patio, it's important to keep this clean on a regular basis. Anything that stays sitting on here, rains, gets wet, it's going to start to stain it. Some types of stains, the rain will just naturally wash it away. Other stains need a little bit of cleaning. And thankfully, bluestone is very easy to clean. For anything that doesn't come off with a hard spray of the hose, simple household cleaners work really well. You don't need anything harsh. You don't need any acids or anything. My favorite cleaner to use on bluestone is Windex. It has ammonia in it. It's really good at breaking down oils and grease, and most people have it in their house. I've already successfully cleaned up hamburger grease that spilled on the bluestone. Right now I'm working on this. I have olive oil that spilled a number of spots. All you do is spray it on. You can let it soak in if you want and evaporate. You can brush this in, let it evaporate. And as it rains, or you hit this with the hose or a power washer, any of that oil and grease becomes more water soluble, and over time it will disappear. So I've already done this once. This is the second time. First time it took away about half the stain. This specific piece of bluestone has a slight crack in it. Someone had marked it with a red wax. So I'll clean that off with a soft brush and the Windex as well. And you can tell that's turning a bit pink colored. And that cleans off really nicely. Now, the one thing you do want to be careful about when using a power washer, although it's just fine, just don't have it too high of a setting. If you have natural cleft bluestone or any pieces that, like a shale type of thing, so you can break a piece of this off with my thumbnail. They'll break off very easily if you're hitting that with a power washer. And so that's just this one type of bluestone, for example, versus this other piece, for example. There's nothing that's going to break off of this one. Now, just like any patio, you're going to get some dirt, leaves, pollen, whatever, to clean off on a regular basis. You can sweep it clean, use a leaf blower or a hose. You want to do that on a regular basis. Anything that stays on the patio after it rains, gets wet, it's going to stain it, especially the bluestone. But thankfully with the bluestone, as easy as it stains, it's just as easy to remove those stains. Next up, you might see some of those small food ants going across your patio. They might be digging through that polymeric sand and find some loose spots. If that ever happens, you just sweep away the loose polymeric sand that they dug up, put some new polymeric sand in there, spray the water on it, get it to set up and harden again. And then just like you do around the foundation of your house, spraying the bug stop barrier around a few times a year, keep the ants out of your house. I just sprayed this around the perimeter of the patio. It's okay if it gets on the bluestone, it does not stain it. And ever since doing that, the few spots that I've seen the ants start digging up holes in the polymeric sand, I've not seen them come back. It works really well. I used to see 100 ants going across here at any given time. Now I look around and might see a couple. So with your patio project, obviously you're keeping your polymeric sand. I have a little bit of that left in case you ever need to reapply that. You can always use a power washer, dig out the polymeric sand, and then reapply it. And this stuff goes a long way, especially on the small joints. And then just in case you break any of those natural stone pavers, you keep the extras on hand. And right here, I didn't use this paver, but I could still use this and clean up the staining. This got stained by maple leaves that landed on this in the fall, got wet and stayed there for a few weeks. So right here, these dark stains you can see, that might actually come off in the rain. And if not, I've used the Windex already on a couple of pieces that I've installed on the patio. It took that staining off easily. When you're installing natural stone pavers, you'll want to watch out for this right here. This was when the stone was being cut at the quarry. The saw stopped right there and left this little piece attached. Don't break that off with a hammer. It might take a big chunk off the side of this. You want to use a saw, get a nice clean cut on that. And with natural stone pavers, you want to watch out for something like this where you have natural defects. This piece was a full piece, but you have the natural cleft of the stone, and that broke off right there. I was in the process of installing this one when that piece broke off, so luckily I caught that, take it out, put a good piece in. Something else to keep in mind when you're working with bluestone pavers or any natural stone pavers, there will be very slight differences in sizes as well as the thickness. So measure the size if you're putting this in any particular pattern. And for different thicknesses, you can fine tune your leveling sand when you're putting the pavers down. So installation is the hard part. Cleaning and maintaining is the easy part. Just keep up on it on a regular basis. Thanks for watching.